In this video, I'll be testing every location for the out of bounds glitch, and we'll be trying to reach the Sasquatch sign, the pond by our house, and so many more locations. You're going to want to watch till the end. First up is the campground. You can actually visit this scene from the tutorial. All you have to do is push a vehicle past the yellow barrier, or in other words, where you would typically enter the next area, and then get in. This will allow you to drive into the pathway which is otherwise hidden. However, one of the downsides of this is that you can't get out of your car, meaning if you get out, you'll be taken into the campground. So instead of taking a photo, grab a screenshot and let's head over to the next area. I decided to try the racetrack next, but unlike the campground, there is not an easy way to tell when to stop pushing your car, so it's a guessing game. Getting out of bounds usually takes a few seconds. This one didn't seem worth it though, just lots of blank space. This next one is pretty useful if you want to beat the game on a budget, because if you use the out of bounds glitch while leaving the old fisherman cabin area, you can get to the maze on the other side of the lake. Just go up, right, down, and then left. You'll enter the other side of the maze. It's pretty cool, and it'd be pretty useful in speedrunning too. Unfortunately, I don't think it's valid in speedrunning, but I wanted to show you the whole glitch just so you know it's possible because it is a little bit confusing, and now you can see me riding into the next area, which is the maze on the other side of the lake. The next out of bounds area that I wanted to show you is the highway going into town. If you do this, you're going to find that all you see is a bunch of trees. This is the area by the racetrack and also by the golf course, so there's not really a whole lot of space for you to explore. It's just a bunch of different colored trees, which is kind of cool if you want to do like a pan shot, but other than a few cinematic shots, it's not really worth it. But what is worth it is leaving the town and doing the out of bounds glitch, because it's really cool. So as you can see here, it's a lot of forest, but the more you do it, the further you get into just blank space, and before you know it, there's just a green canvas which you can explore. This is great for thumbnails, and I just think it's really cool. The next location I wanted to show you guys was the pond by our house. When you go up and over, you enter a green space. Then you can keep going and you get to an area right by the pond. But you can't go into it, so I tried a few different glitches. I tried using the dog, and I also tried calling the spaghetti entrepreneur. However, when you call the spaghetti man, he says it's out of his radius, so there's really no way to get to the pond, although you can get really close. This next out of bounds area that I want to show you is the port, which is really cool. But I wanted to also take this opportunity to just say, I'm not going to be showing you every location, because a lot of them are just blank space, and there's only a few more that are really standouts. So without further ado, this is the port. As you go up and to the left, you're going to see a really cinematic shot of the top of the port. However, as far as I know, there's no way to glitch into the port using only this bug. So as far as that goes, the port is pretty basic. The next place I wanted to try was the pathway at the back of our house that goes towards the mushroom lady. When I did this, it was really funny because at first you hit a bunch of trees, and then you go into the area where the sturgeon are. If you go outside of the sturgeon area, you actually end up on the river, so you're literally just pedaling on water. It's not a very good place to be in because there's really nowhere to go except teleport back home, but I still think it's pretty funny. The next area that I wanted to try and get to was the area where the Sasquatch sign is. Now I knew I wasn't going to get super close to it, but if there was a pathway where I could just go through the trees or something, I wanted to try and find it. So first I pushed my motorcycle into the next area, and then I went to the top of the screen. This is where it gets kind of cool though, because there's just a white canvas. I ended up driving all the way to the end of it, and as you can see here, the pathway kind of changes from white to green with no real transition. The next thing I tried to do was the obvious. I tried to ram into the trees to see if some of them were just background and I could go through them, but no, they're all really solid, so I ended up trying to go to the top of the screen to see if I could go over the trees. And it turns out when I did this, I actually went into the sawmill area, so I guess they're all connected in some way. If you ended up enjoying this video, seeing all these different really weird locations, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Credit to Spence the Fence for giving me this idea. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.